Hey everybody, my name is Dave Pappas. I'm the English 12 teacher, and it's my 12th year at Heron High School. I started out my career as a teacher back in Detroit in the early 90s. I did that for a couple of years, and then I went to graduate school. Again, actually, I have 2 master's degrees. I went back to graduate school, and I did something else for about 15 years, and then I came back to teaching in 2008. And like I said, I've been at Heron for 12 years. And I just want to tell you that the reason why I teach is because I believe in education. I really think it's the hope of the world. And I love students. And I'm not just saying that. I really love them. I can't imagine doing anything else, because investing in your students is so important and enjoyable. And so I really enjoy what I do. And I particularly enjoy teaching your seniors because they're at such a pivotal spot in their careers as students. I tell them that they're on the cusp. They're on the transition point between childhood and adulthood. That they're still children, they're still compelled to go to school, but they are starting to see themselves as adults, and they're starting to prepare for their world outside of the walls of school and perhaps even of your own homes. And so I love to use literature and the study of communication to help them in that transition. So I want to tell you just a little bit about the class. And first of all, I would like to say, if you have any questions or you'd like to speak to me directly, let's just arrange a time to get on Zoom and we'll do a little conference together. Okay, here's a few things that I'd love to go over with you. I want the students to understand that there are 3 pillars of English, whether they're a kindergartner or whether they're a 12th grader. And those pillars, as you can see, are reading, thinking critically, and responding. And so, reading is still a significant skill, whether the students are, sometimes students are like, well, I know how to read. And I say, well, learning how to read better is so important. We read not just novels. We read for pleasure, yes, but we read for work. We read for our own personal research and study of things. And so learning reading strategies is certainly important. Thinking about how we read is super important. And the thing I want to highlight there is considering implications of what we read. Implications are relevant to reading a novel or a poem, but they're also relevant to reading a business plan or a resume, to understand what is not stated but is implied. And that is something that I spend a lot of time on this year, getting them to think about the implications of communication. And then responding in writing and in speech is so important. Communication is central to success in life. It's one of my mantras. And when I was early in my career at Heron, I was out to dinner with some friends, and it was essentially like a dinner party. We were at this restaurant down on Mass Ave, and a guy was sitting next to me, and he asked me, what do you do for a living? And I said, I'm a teacher of English, and I teach seniors. And he said, oh my gosh. He said, I'm an engineer. And he told me that, he said, I hire the top engineers from around the country. And he said, I spend 20 to 25% of my time revising and editing the work, the writing that these guys do. These super smart men and women, and they can't write very well. He says to me, he said, do what you do and do it well, because it's important. And I tell my students this because some of them are like, why do I have to take English? I don't like Shakespeare. And I'm like, I don't care if you like Shakespeare. You need to learn how to read difficult things, whether it's a science book or whether it's a novel. And you need to know how to communicate in writing and in speech. Whether you're going to ever read and write another paper about literature or not, you are going to be writing and you are going to be speaking for the rest of your life in any career. So that is what I'm all about. So we're focused on 2 things, appreciation and skills. And when those 2 things come together, that's how we make interest in the class. But everybody can benefit from studying language arts, because everybody uses language in some form or fashion. So please reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns or insights into your own child, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.